live video. Since I'm not gonna do like aftermath tonight. It's gonna happen tomorrow. Like do like a special edition of it or something, like a Christmas edition or something like that. But yeah, it's just like just want to be on here, just talk to you guys, and try to replace something instead. Not doing that full show. Um, it just mainly is like if we got something to talk about, could be sports, could be stuff that's going on in the movie news, or just anything of interest that we can just talk about.
Oh, and did we see something of interest?
Oh yeah, especially what we just saw.
That's what I'm on about.
Y'all probably saw like the episode that everything was secret scandals on TNT, and they was talking about Girls Gone Wild. Well, Peacock has something
They got a
about
three-part documentary
yeah,
about the guy behind it.
Joe Francis, yeah.
Yeah, and what went on and all this lot, and yeah, it's really interesting. Um, what a scumbag, basically.
Mm-hmm. It was your JJ.
It was everybody else's fault. Nothing was ever his fault. It was the girls' fault. They were all whores and sluts and everything, as far as he was concerned. Then it was his production team's fault, and then it was this person's fault, then it was that person's fault, and this person's got it out for me, and that person's got it out for me. And he could not take accountability for anything, even though they had video footage of him attacking one of his housekeepers at his house in Mexico. They had audio proof of his ex girlfriend and the mother of his two daughters, him getting violent with her, and there was lots of
Oh,
other
cool.
stuff that went on. Um, and he just wouldn't take any accountability
Yeah.
for it. And then they showed footage of him at the end where it looked like he'd been beaten up. And as we said, you live down Mexico where you're a white American, you need to watch yourself
Mm-hmm.
because they don't play down that way. Let's be
They really
honest.
don't. They really don't.
They're not in it down there. You respect people who live that way. And let's be honest, you're not going to beat up on one of their women.
Exactly. You like the cat hair? Oh, that's on me. That's actually dog hair. That's what it is. As y'all know, we do got 3 dogs, and
One's over here,
yeah,
one's
one's over
here,
here,
and
and one is
one's
like buried.
right
Yeah.
here.
No, I ain't gonna take her out because she's like probably rested. But yeah, hi even. Um, oh, every time I do a live, I'm on my lunch break. I guess that's the way to go. But yeah, that documentary was interesting.
It really was. And he just kept getting away with the stuff that was
I'm
going
like,
on, like over and over and over again. It was just amazing. But it was the fact that he just upped a lift to go to Mexico that makes you wonder what was coming down the pipeline
right.
that he was going to have to deal with. Um, but yeah, I've got nothing else to say. But yeah, because go watch it. It's on Peacock. Um, and there was so much that involved. A lot of it shows that there was a lot of child pornography. And a
Hi,
lot of
Jill and Derek.
child sexploitation and stuff. Um, it was bad. It really is.
Yeah, it is, and it's just like crazy. Oh, thanks. You have a Merry Christmas as well.
Merry Christmas.
But yeah, that was just crazy. But I was mentioning like the TNT, like they did like a series. They did like one episode that was like an hour about it. There are a few things I knew about Joe Francis,
Right.
but there wasn't
They went into detail on this.
yeah,
Let's
full
be
detail.
honest.
Hi, Landon. Hello, Ronald. Yeah, they did one in full detail of it. It was just Like, wow. And it's just crazy enough, when the Girls Gone Wild party was like in town, I think I went to like three parties. Like two
Yep.
of them they had at the same place. Well, it was Bar Milwaukee at the time. No, one Bar Milwaukee, one Have a Nice Day Cafe, and
Yeah.
the other one was it was this club on the south side. Well, it's not a club anymore, but it's like something like a eatery. So there's no censorship on here. You can cuss if you want to. Um,
Say how you feel what you say.
exactly. I'm gonna remove that. But
It really was. Um, I think we get so um, engrossed in what we see because let's be honest, they used to make such a big deal out of what join the biggest party of the summer and all of this. So it just made you
right,
think for a while it was just people having a good time at the beach and all that.
or clubs and stuff like
And
that.
then
Yep.
they showed how it went over, and they actually played some of the training tapes that Joe and his team had for cameramen, where they're like, well, you're not going to offer them like money right away to do this stuff. You're going to wait. Some of these girls will do it just for a t-shirt and a pair of panties. Some of them just give them $100 and all this lot. And there was one girl who said that
Merry
she
Christmas, you too, Landon.
she was in the tour bus at the back, and the cameraman's blocking the door so she can't get out. Her brother's outside yelling, "My little sister's in there! My little sister's in there!" So what they did is they locked the tour bus so he could not even get in to help his sister, and turn the music up so she couldn't hear him outside. And she
Wow.
said that
Yep.
she was then, sexually assaulted basically, and made to perform sex acts before they would let her leave. And you're hearing all of this stuff, and it was the same story from different women across the country. This wasn't just like a group of friends who had said it. This was said by women from different parts of the country. So it was really, oh, excuse me, I'm tired. It was really quite enlightening in regards to that and their tactics and
Right.
how they were acting and how they were treating these women. And he got arrested a few times for things and would go on these talk, and we saw, didn't we, him on talk shows comparing himself to Nelson Mandela and
Jesus.
to Jesus and stuff, and he's serious in his thoughts. And then you see these, and he was on like Jenny Jones' show, and it was like, how many of you women would want to be on Girls Gone Wild? And there was girls who were like, yay!
Mm-hmm.
And then on the flip side of things, you've got these girls who were trying to show how they were exploited and that lot on the Dr. Phil show, being absolutely
See you
dragged
later,
across the
JJ.
coals
Right.
for their decisions. And were they smart in some of the decisions they made? Absolutely not. But name somebody who's a teenager who's made smart moves.
Exactly.
Because I'll just put out there, I was 18 when I got married the first time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not a smart move. Really stupid ass move. And then you think about all the decisions you make, all the partying you did, where you're taking drinks and accepting drinks from people who you don't even know.
Right.
It's just sheer luck that in certain cases, there, especially when I was going out partying, that I didn't accept, that I wasn't drugged in any way. Now we saw, and these girls were saying there were times that they were given drinks and everything. They didn't know what was going on afterwards, and
Right.
everything got a little hazy. And they were told, "Oh, well, you're only going to flash for us." And then the next thing, they're in a room with another girl, and they're being told, "Well, touch each other's nipples and kiss each other." And then somebody bought out a sex toy in one of them, didn't she? She said they
Yep.
bought a sex toy and they were expected to perform sex acts. And one of the girls said it was, thankfully they could fake an orgasm so
Right.
they could get it over with and leave.
Exactly.
And he's like, well, they're all sluts, they're whores, and all this slut, and it's
Just
like,
calling them names and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, not taking any accountability for his part in it.
And you never will. And you
No.
did say this perfectly. Like he's gonna end up messing with the wrong people in Mexico.
Yes, he is.
I'm just, just crazy. Oh, thank you. Merry Christmas to you too, Maria.
Merry Christmas.
But
And that's the thing. We know from let's take out of the fact what he was doing, the reason why he went to Mexico. He was set for a 3-month stint, wasn't he? They said he would have gone to jail for like the maximum of 3 months. That tells me that there's something else that was being investigated.
right,
that
exactly.
He ran
You're
from.
welcome.
You're not gonna go. Let's be honest. You're not gonna uproot your life and everything and go to Mexico over a 3-month stint.
Right.
So there was something obviously more going on, and we know from history that there are certain people down Mexico way who their idea of justice isn't in the courtroom.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to mess with the wrong people. Because it doesn't necessarily need to be the sister or the mother or the aunt of someone who he messes with. It could be a sister-in-law. It could be a cousin, a niece. It could be, just for argument's sake, like your son coming back to your home saying, this is what's going on. This person did this to my girlfriend's mom, or, you know what I mean? He's going to mess around with the wrong person.
Right.
He's already showed him that he got beaten up.
Right.
So we know this isn't the end of it for him.
It is. It really isn't. And it's like, I guess the fact that he got beat up and he was still alive, and
that's a warning.
Yeah, that probably was a warning. Probably after that, it's like,
This is a warning. And that was only last year, wasn't it? They said that was 2023 that he got beaten up.
Yeah. Oh, no, it was earlier this year.
Was it?
Yeah, it was earlier this year.
Oh, well, then he's really, yeah. But you could hear.
I think I did. Yeah, I did.
He sent in the message to, like, the woman who did the reporting. He wouldn't go on camera.
Right.
But she played the unedited recordings. And he then sent a letter to who she worked for and her colleagues and everything, calling her every name under the sun. And I'm not going to say the word, but everybody knows it begins with the letter C.
Yeah.
4 letters beginning with the letter See you next Tuesday is what it was. And,
That's a good way to put it.
I know it is, right? And it was just ridiculous how, he still wasn't taking accountability.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you said you was on your break, so your break was over, so I thought you was going back to work. So I did read your message. But yeah, he's a piece of work. He really is. That's just crazy. So, you liked the documentary.
I did. I thought it was good. I thought it was very interesting and very eye-opening.
Exactly. And it was like things, like I said, I went to like a few of those, parties. Like I said, like after the club closes and stuff like that, I don't be know what's going on. I'll be like, just go home and whatever. So yeah. Hey, see you later, JJ. But it's just not, it's just crazy now. You just look back at it and
Oh, completely.
it's just like some of the stuff is just like, wow, like what have we I wouldn't say what have we become, but it's like,
well, it's where it falls into the same policy of lines that we're seeing with people who are in the positions of power and everything, where women aren't considered a person, we're property, we're
Right.
entertainment, we're there to please
Right.
men. And I'm not saying that's all men. I'm going to put that out there. That's not the attitude of all men.
right,
It seems like men in power Men with money and everything have that attitude. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I can buy this, I can buy everything. And I think part of the issue with all of that is that, you downplay how you treat women and how they are property. It's like men always, and they've said about, just an example, they had that woman on there who was raped by Joe, who was a virgin,
Mm-hmm.
and he left and he said, well, she ain't a virgin now. And then in the trial, when she said, oh, it hurt, and he was like, his attorney said, sent a letter or something saying, um, it probably hurt because Joe is well endowed. It's never, women have to be pure, and we can't have um, a history of having other partners. You know what I mean? We have to
Right.
be pure. We have to be, you have to be my only lover. And, but we've got to be, we have to know what we're doing, but we've got to be a virgin. If we have, a history, then we're sluts and whores.
A code just got sent to your phone. I'm gonna need it because I'm trying to log back into Disney Plus.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm live recording right now.
All right, fuck it.
just wait a bit.
Yeah, I had a trouble with Disney Plus too.
Yep.
We was watching What If, and I had that same problem. So yeah, it was crazy. But this week is probably be a special week for everybody. And Mike says hi. Um, and she's pointed at him. But of
This
course,
this is one of my besties.
your besties,
Yeah. I have a beastie, which is Maggie. I have a best fiend, which is Michelle in Illinois. Uh,
best fiend.
and then I have him. He's a wart.
He's a.
He's the best wart.
How you come over? He like, yeah, that's my cue to
Yeah,
leave.
that's my cue to leave.
Oh, greeting from Argentina. Nice. Hey, Brian.
Hola.
Um, but this week is special week. Christmas is on Wednesday, and a lot of people probably doing their last minute shopping. And
For those who celebrate Christmas,
right,
yes, there's
right,
a lot of other Hanukkah and
yeah,
Kwanzaa. A lot of those holidays are all falling around about the same time this year.
yeah. It's Kwanzaa.
So, to those who celebrate other holidays other than Christmas, we wish you happy holidays. We hope that you and your family enjoy the blessings that the year's going to bring to you. And if that you've had a tough year, we hope that moving into 2025, that the year is better for you and brings some peace and love to your life.
Exactly. Hey, no.
And prosperity.
Yes. And hopefully everybody kind of got what they wanted out of this year, including what they got for Christmas. So hopefully everybody get their wish.
I want a Stitch puppet.
Oh,
Look
oh,
it.
Stitch! I can't believe the actual live action movie is coming out this spring. That's still crazy. But yeah, if y'all have anything to add, y'all want to talk about, it could be music. It could be about wrestling. Could be about basketball, comic book movies, TV news, and stuff like that. Just whatever y'all want to add on here, or even if you got questions for us, go ahead and ask away. So we're just doing it just to make up for the show that was supposed to be today, but decided do something like this and let's just go freestyle and whatever, just whatever subject we just come up with and just bam talk about
Tomorrow for those of you that don't know, we run a non-profit also organization called Maddie's Memory. We help
it.
families who've lost children during pregnancy and infancy. And tomorrow we're actually dropping off our final 2 donations for the year.
Yeah.
And literally every time we have planned to drop off these donations, the weather has not cooperated.
It never has.
The weather is not cooperating tomorrow either.
Yeah,
but we got to do it.
Yeah, because we're gonna have like ice rain.
And we don't have a car, so we're going everywhere by bus.
Exactly.
And it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Every time we have set forth to do donation drops throughout the year, it's landed on thunderstorm, hottest days of the year, ice storm, temperature drops.
Mix of everything.
Oh my God, you name it. There is a weather issue. We still get it done. Don't get me wrong. We still get it done, but it's like 2024. What were you trying? Were you testing us on our loyalty to families who've lost children in us getting places?
Yeah, that's probably what it is. And we had tenders and potatoes.
We had a double stuffed potato.
Double stuffed baked potatoes. That's what it is. And yes, she is English. She is from England.
Is somebody else?
Yep.
Oh.
Somebody asked.
Woo! Hey, darlings.
But yeah, it is crazy, and plus, celebrating like WFSO, like being 15 years and celebrate us on YouTube for like 16. But yeah, it's been like, a journey. And, more pros, more cons, and stuff like that. And just, how did we meet? You really want to know how we met?
Okay. I'll tell this story because I can give the first half of it.
And I guess I can give the second half.
It was leading up to my birthday. And I want to say newly single-ish. It had been a few months. And this is going how far back? I went on MySpace. And I was actually looking for people to talk to at the same interests and everything. And this man here was in school to become a massage therapist.
Yep.
I had already trained. I was already a licensed massage therapist. So in regards to that, I reached out to him. And was speaking about his schooling. I was like, how long you been in school? Yada, yada, yada. All of that stuff.
Yeah, and it was... Yeah, it was around the time that, I did get started in that class.
Yeah, and we also spoke about music and everything. We became basically friends. We would chat pretty much every day, wouldn't we, about this, and it was never like, how big are your boobs? What size body is your... It was nothing like that. It was just like, how's school going? What are you what are you learning right now?
Right.
Here's some tips that I found, and because I remember you were saying about one of the massage lotions that they use you didn't like the feel of, and I was like, well, there are other base lotions and oils that you can use, and it's a case of finding out, where your niche is and all this lot. And then one day I grew a set of bowls and told him that if he wanted to, he could come over and hang out. And I did have somebody who I thought was a friend
it's like,
at my house.
Right, but before that, it's like, as soon as I got out of work, it was like, kind of bored, nothing to do. So went to FedEx, just started like chatting, and she was on. So we started, chatting, and she invited me over, and, first just left out of there and just caught the bus to her house. And it was a nice place. It really was a nice place.
On my house on...
Yeah, on the border of Milwaukee and West
51st
Allis.
and Lincoln.
Yeah.
It's freaking expensive too.
Probably is now.
It was then. My apartment was $850.
Oh.
And that's going back 17 years, so it's in the thousands now.
Right.
So then basically what then happened is he came over, and this person who I was supposedly friends with, she was like, well, you guys should play cards together and have a few drinks together and stuff. And we're like, Well, okay, we did that, and I had a bottle of wine that was open. And what I didn't realize is this person who I was friends with started pouring tequila into that bottle of wine. And so we got very, very drunk. Spent a weekend hugging the toilet because we couldn't get up off the bathroom floor. It was that bad. And the rest, as they say, is history. It's like nearly 18 years now. But we got robbed, didn't we? This chick, when we were drunk, robbed him of money and movies and stuff, robbed me of money and movies and some of my son's video games because he had a little what was the game system that he had where he used to play GoldenEye?
64.
Yeah.
She took his Nintendo 64.
She took that from us and then denied everything, didn't she? But then was flaunting that she, had this stuff and if we wanted to buy it, we could. And she just found it at a yard sale. No, you didn't. You had it and you were trying to rip us off. And that kind of threw our bond together, didn't we? We actually started hanging out in person more then as well.
Yeah, but the funny thing was she was just trying to get you drunk to knock you out
Yeah,
and
so
try
she
to
could
get
get
with
with
me.
you. And it didn't work. It backfired on her.
Yeah, and let's just say other stuff happened in imagination, just put it that way. So yeah, it is. It is scandalous. And
But it was a bad way to, get us together in that sense. But we started hanging out a lot, didn't we? And just like watching movies. And yes, he would spend the night, but it was purely a getting to know each other. It wasn't, for the first few weeks, a sexual. The first weekend was. But I'm saying that doesn't count because we were drunk. But after that, we had a few weeks where it was just purely getting to know each other, which was fun. And then after Halloween, because he didn't meet my son, I wouldn't let him meet my son until I was sure that he was a good guy.
yeah, which I was understandable.
And then I wanted him to meet my son, and my son. This is betrayal. I'm telling you people now.
Check this out.
Okay. So if you all remember those big popcorn tins that you could get from Walmart, they used to be like $5 and they'd have 3 sections with popcorn in.
Yep.
My son had one of those.
Hey, Danny.
My son had one of those that was filled with Halloween candy. Okay. And my son wouldn't share. I would have to steal. And please know, I would steal candy from my, at the time, 7-year-old son.
Yep.
Okay? So I'm stealing, and because it was, you guys probably know when you go trick-or-treating or have kids who go trick-or-treating, there's seasons where you get, 1 year you'll get just an abundance of Kit Kats or Twix. It's like a seasonal thing.
Right. If I can answer it, I will try. So you can ask about the soccer question away. So I'll try to answer, but go ahead.
Anywho, so Robert, we introduced him to Robert and said, this is AJ, and my son came out with his tin of Halloween candy.
Messi.
Quit laughing.
With the M. The guy that plays in I think he plays for Miami, the soccer team, I believe. So going with him. Go ahead.
And so this boy, and I'm texting him right now, this child that I'm texting right now, who is now in the army, I'll just point out, I swear, came out and said to AJ, would you like some of my candy? You can have my peanut butter cups if you like. Mom can't have peanut butter cups. Oh, no. This man gets peanut butter cups. Not me. Not Mom. Mm-mm.
Okay, Jaquan, thank you for correcting me. I couldn't say his name right, so I apologize. But yes, I was just surprised, he just offered me candy and stuff like that. And
but that was that's always been Robert's friendship language is sharing.
Right.
And it doesn't matter what it was.
He said, no, says, giving up peanut butter cups, I'll never do that.
This boy 4 peanut butter cups, but gives this man, I swear.
But anyway, months been on, and I think like
Well, and this was the thing. This was where this man here realized that me and my son were part of a package deal. And you came over, didn't you, one day? We weren't expecting you. I'm like sitting at home with my son and wasn't expecting him. And my intercom rang, and I'm like, asked the how did you get one of those?
this.
Yes.
I went into the craft room and it was like on the floor, just on the floor.
I put all of those. You saw me empty. Never mind. But
You did, and I just picked it off the floor and just saved it.
Oh well. Anyway, so he came over. He rang the intercom, and I'm like, "Did we have plans?" I said, "I didn't think we had plans today." He's like, "I'm not here to see you. I'm here to see Robert." And I'm like, "Okay." And my son smiled and he said, "Why are you here to see me?" He goes, "Well, I bought video games. We're going to play video games." He said, "And I bought pizza too." Handed me the bag and said, "You could cook us pizza while we play video games."
Okay, he also asks, Nono asks, has she made you a full English breakfast?
Yes, I have. Many, many times. The only thing I haven't done is black pudding, because there's no way on God's green earth is black pudding. No. Black pudding is pig's blood. It's congealed pig's blood.
Ew.
It's really good if you've got a low iron count, but no.
Oh, God, I didn't know that.
And the other thing I haven't done for him is fried mushrooms, because he doesn't like the fried mushrooms. But he has had a full English breakfast.
Oh, I didn't know about that. He says black pudding is illegal in the U.S.
Is it really? I
Oh,
didn't
wow.
know that.
I didn't know that
I
either.
have a question then. There is also another version of it that is white pudding. It is still a similar thing. Do you know if that's illegal or not? And I'm being serious about this. So.
Oh, he's just saying like, yeah, people can't sell, the U.S. can't sell it. It's probably one of those like abandoned foods that, you can eat it in England, but you can't eat it here or have it here. I forgot what was the other stuff that from England you can have there, but you can't have here.
There's a lot of stuff. In England, and I've never seen it over here, even on things in regards to like the East Coast and around the shorelines, we have something called shellfish stands. And that's basically where you can get mussels, you can get, they're called winkles. They're like basically sea snails. Winkles are basically sea snails.
Oh.
Jellied eel, shrimp, prawns, and all that lot. And you sell them in these little huts. And you get like little plastic containers, like styrofoam containers. And they have them in there. And people would just like, you get them, and they shell them in front of you. And then you just put vinegar and salt or lemon on it, and that's how you eat it. And it's literally, most people over here are disgusted by it because it's raw. You're feeling grossed out now, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
I couldn't eat it. I couldn't eat it myself, to be honest with you.
Okay, he said he don't know about the white pudding.
Okay.
Something he had to look up. But yeah, months went by, and I think like I was feeling close to her, but I was scared, and I didn't know how to act. Said sounds good to me.
Well, and if you like fresh fish and all that lot, yeah, and this is the other thing, those stands as well, you literally would have boats who, because I lived on the English Channel, I should explain that. I lived right bang on the English Channel. For where I grew up, I was like 20 to 25 miles away from the French coast and like 90 miles away from London. So I used to be able to go on the boat over to France for the equivalent of like a $5 return.
Yeah, because you said it was more closer to France.
25 miles. And literally on a clear day at night, you'd be able to look across the English Channel and see the lights, and this is really bad. It was the lights of the nuclear power plant in France. And if you go and look for, this will tell you, I lived 15 miles away from the entrance to the Channel Tunnel. The Channel Tunnel was in Dover. I lived in a little place that was called Broadstairs, and it's a little seaside shipping village. But you used to get the boats who would come into harbour who were fishermen. And they would like get there, open up their little tables, be gutting and slicing up the fish because you were allowed to throw those back into the ocean because other fish would eat them. They would gut and do that on the side of the thing, and people would come up and literally buy fresh fish there. You didn't need to have a fishing license, none of that lot. And for me, that's why it's really weird being in the Midwest, because seafood here is so expensive. My dad would go out fishing and shrimping and crabbing, so we had a freezer in our shed that was always filled with cod, shark, haddock, bass, all that lot. We would have fresh prawns, fresh crab, and so fish. It was that we always had fish. There was always fish there. So to then be in the Midwest where it's so expensive was kind of,
Yeah, just like that. But like I said, I was like nervous, about like saying that, I care and all that stuff. Cause, I had been like burned before and stuff like that, I know I did some of my dirt too, like with certain relationships, but just like when you're trying to grow up and try to be better, it's just some relationships just didn't work out. And like the longest relationship before this one was like 6 months. And I don't know, but I do blame part of some relationships like on myself and all that stuff. But anyways, like in the beginning, I wasn't right and stuff like that, and with her, and I just been horrible and like just like thought about myself because it's like all the relationships I've been in, it's like the ladies I had dated was just thinking about themselves and not thinking about me.
and that was one thing that you weren't used to. Is there when we start? I mean, yeah, it was a casual thing in the first few months. Let's be
Hmm.
honest, leading up to like Christmas time. And then after that, things changed a little and got like more serious. And I think then you realize that for me, the relationship was like when I would go grocery shopping, even though we weren't living together, it would be like, okay, I know you're coming over this week. What sort of food do you like? Because I'll make sure I've got something you like. What kind of soda do you like? Because I'll make sure you've got some soda here.
Right.
And then if you remember in the winter when you would come over, you would find me and Robert outside playing on the hill,
Yeah.
rolling down and sledding and having snowball fights.
Yeah, which was fun because I know we done that
Yeah.
sometimes too.
And he would look forward to you coming over. And I think part of it was is because you would make him feel special as well.
Right. It's like that. It's like any relationship that a woman like has a kid, like because I know the kid gonna come first because you know you can't get upset about that, and that's a previous relationship, and that relationship didn't work out, and you can't just like feel bad about it. Just like if you're gonna end up marrying this girl or whatever, just you gotta be like part of it.
And the other thing, like in regards to how our relationship was, is that I had to be honest with him in regards to what I went through. Now, I had two previous relationships. One, I was married when I turned 18. Married my high school sweetheart, and that turned into an extreme domestic violence situation. And then my son's father was very, very mentally and psychologically abusive, and it did turn violent, towards the end. And I had to let him know these sort of things so that he would understand, okay, if I shut down during an argument or during a discussion, it's because I'm terrified I'm going to get hit again. And I had to learn that he wasn't like that. He had to also learn that I wasn't like the other people who he had been with before. And just for example, he used to love going to watch wrestling, which obviously those of you who follow him know he loves wrestling. And I said to him, you know, he was like, "Do you mind if I go?" We were supposed to meet up on Sunday. I remember this. And you said, "I can't, it's a pay per view on." And I'm like, I had to ask you, what's a pay per view?
Hmm.
And you said, "Oh, a pay per view is, you know, a wrestling thing." And
Everybody knows what the
um,
that symbol was. What he just did.
and so, you know, I went, you know,
That's right. Who doesn't love wrestling?
right. And so I said to him, I was like, "Oh, okay." And he was like, "You're okay with me going?" I'm like, "Why wouldn't I be?" And it was kind of at the beginning, then it was like okay, she's cool with this. And then there was like a Friday, if you remember, where I was like, "You coming over Friday?" And you'd like, "Well, no, I'd arranged to go out clubbing with some friends, but I can cancel it if you like." And I was, "No, go clubbing, go clubbing."
Right.
And I think you were then kind of realizing like, okay, she's letting me do my own thing. And so it was was it January, February?
January when we officially been.
No, Royal Rumble.
It was January.
And that was the first pay per view you asked me if I wanted to come to. You said that I think you and Robert would really like it, you know, come to Royal Rumble. And I did. And we had a great time. And that then set a bond, you know, as you can appreciate. I've got a 7.5-year-old son then who, oh my God, he's seeing these wrestlers and he's got being able, because it was at Buffalo Wild Wings, he
Yeah.
was able to have chicken wings and, you know, all this stuff. He had the best time. He's like, Mom, can we do that again? Can we do that again? And I said, if AJ lets us go, you
And
know, and it kind of then went from there. And then you started coming over, if you remember, because you knew I had cable. You were like, "Well, do you mind if I come over to watch Monday Night Raw by you?" And
mhm.
I'm like, "No, that's fine." So then Mondays, our dates were kind of midweek as
Mhm.
opposed to weekends because he was doing his thing on weekends. And that's basically how it all started. And I'm not going to say it's always been easy, it hasn't. But the one thing that has kept us going is that, you know,
Yep. Little rascals.
one thing that kept us going and kept us going together is that we didn't quit on each other.
Right.
We communicated, and sometimes, I mean, just to
Yeah,
let you
you're
know,
right. It's never easy. You're
just
right.
to let you know, this guy is 6'5", and he's a big guy. Now I'm 5'6". We had this one argument, okay, and
Hmm.
he goes, "That's it." He said, "I'm just going. I'm going. I'm not dealing with this today. I'm going." I sat in front of the door and said, "If you want to leave, you've got to pick me up and get me out of the way." This man busted up laughing, which then got me laughing because it's like, he's 6'6" and 200+ pounds and could pick me up like I'm a feather. I mean, yeah, I'm a big girl. We ain't gonna lie. You could park a car in the shadow of my ass. But, you know, he could pick me up and throw me out the way. And we then learned to communicate better. And sadly, you know, we had a son together who died, which is what our nonprofit was started in memory of.
Yep.
And a lot of people who go through that type of death as well, you know, lose each other. But I think it was the fact that we spoke about Matthew. We talked about what we wanted to do in regards to his funeral, to his memorial, in regards to keeping his memory alive, and we worked together. And we let it be okay for each of us to grieve, you know, and it's not always easy. At times it's far from easy,
Yeah,
but
especially with what I nearly done to myself.
yeah.
Yeah, for I do explain it every now and then when I do these shows. Like have mental illness, and I didn't know anything about it until I was 18. Like my mom finally told me that yeah, I was suffering from mental illness. I didn't want to believe it. Then as years go by, you see like me. I'm like changing. Like I get madder and madder, and like just be like I don't know, just like on another planet. I just want to
You lost it basically.
yeah.
You lost your sense of rhyme and reason at a couple of points.
Yeah.
Sorry, my skin's irritated because of the coldness, so I either gonna scratch the skin off my face, or I gotta put something on it to stop
Right.
it. So
Oh yeah, thanks for that. No. Yeah. It sucks, but we only just keep his memory alive, and that's what we've been doing like ever since.
and it's not easy.
Oh no, it's not.
It really isn't easy, and there are times when it's like extremely, extremely hard.
Hey Johnny.
Like especially as the same year that we lost our son, 6 months later I lose my little sister, and going through all of those trials and tribulations of losing my son and losing my sister, it pushed us right to the edge. But it's something that as a family you have to work out what your grief is.
Right. It's like for me. It was like to a point that I wanted to kill myself, which I thought about like that a lot since I was a teenager, and it was like one point. I don't remember it that much, but from what she told me, it's like I was sitting in the attic, like just waving around a knife.
And I'd come home early.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't supposed to be home yet, and I came home early, and couldn't find him, and then went into the attic because I heard something, and he's there with a knife. And I said, "You got to drop that knife," and he just had this blank expression on his face, like completely not there. And I said, "You need to drop the knife," and he brought the knife up to his throat, and I slapped him so hard across the face to kind of shake him out of it, which it did, thank God, because the Lord knows how I was going to get this knife out of his hands. And then literally the next day we went to the hospital, didn't we, because it was in the evening.
Right.
Went to the hospital, got him on medication, got him seen by people, and that started the turnaround.
Right.
It hasn't always been easy. You've had a couple of hospital stays since, and one of that was through no fault of his own. One of his hospital stays, what basically happened is his therapist had decided to shut down their practice. So he wasn't going to get any medication, nothing whatsoever.
That they couldn't take me because my
What did it to do with your insurance?
yeah,
or
it's
something?
my insurance. They don't take my insurance anymore.
But they didn't call to let us know that.
Right.
They just waited until he was trying to work out when his appointments were. So then, we called around, and all of these other therapists were like, "Well, I'm sorry, but I've got a 6-month wait. I've got an 8-month wait." And we're like, "We can't do that." And I said, "The only way we're going to be able to get you in to see someone and back on medication was to admit you to a hospital." And that's what we did, didn't we?
Yeah. She biting you?
Yeah, she is.
No comment.
Your hands are very cold.
But yeah, things did, got better and better, and sometimes I do have my episodes every now and then. Also, I got a good therapist and psychiatrist now. Although it's like in another county, but still, it's been great.
But she's a good therapist.
Yeah.
So, you've got her.
Take him back.
No, you got to keep my teeth marks. They're a present from me to you with love.
Unless you sucking venom out of my body, take him back.
I was sucking venom out of your body.
You sure you wasn't putting venom in him? You gonna end up turning to venom?
Could be, because I am a vampire.
Be like a venom with claws and stuff like that.
Well, on a happy note.
Yep, that's true. That's true.
Max is now working in my room, and I'm back to watching Justice League.
Okay.
What's not working?
He said HBO Max is now working again, isn't it?
Probably something I had to fix the other day.
Why they made Batman so like I'm on episode 8, part 2 of a it's part 2 of an episode called Injustice for All. Pretty much Lex Luthor find out he's dying from kryptonite poisoning.
What happened to a better villain?
And he's assembled a bunch of villains to work with him, and Joker popped in out of nowhere. But within the fight scene, it's like, okay, Batman got attacked from behind. Lex Luthor got the upper hand on you, and now he's trapped in a force field where Manhunter can't contact him or can't find out where he is. That he has like titanium restraints on him. First of all, the first two people that Lex assigned to watch Batman was Solomon Grundy and
I'm gonna ask that
this
question in a second. Go ahead.
this really smart ape guy. Forgot his name, humanoid or something
Gorilla.
like that.
Oh, I thought it was Gorilla God or something like that.
But then Batman kind of tricks Solomon Grundy into being like he's paid. You're getting paid the same amount that he's getting paid, even though you're doing all the work. So when Lex Luthor goes into the room because he hears a commotion going, they're fighting each other. Solomon Grundy is on top of him, punching him. He's like, yeah. As soon as Lex walked in the room, you're like, Grundy, hey, that's enough. Solomon Grundy's the man. So
Alright.
then
Oh.
they leave out. He sends Chitara in. Batman just seduced her. I'm like, oh, let me get this straight. You're the world's greatest detective. You let Lex Luthor get the upper hand on you. You've been bit by a cobra. And now you're tied up in restraints. How?
Yeah, that's crazy. I need to catch up on that too.
All right, what question are you got to ask?
Okay, from No, his question was, do you, what you think is way better, U.S. or England? And what food do you miss from England?
What food do I miss from England? Chocolate. The chocolate in the US I do not like.
Yeah, the chocolate there is actually pretty good. I did have some.
I love English chocolate. I have a fridge with English chocolate in right now.
Yep.
Because it's always part of my Christmas present from my mom.
Oh, so that means I don't have to buy you chocolate anymore.
Not for a little bit. I'm good for a while now.
No, you just said point blank you don't like American chocolate.
But the
so what are
chocolate,
you buying?
yeah, but the chocolate you buy me when you go out and buy me chocolate is Swiss chocolate. So it's a different country altogether. It's not US made, it's Swiss. So then the other food that I actually miss is a proper English fish and chips.
You might have to explain that to some people what it is.
Fish and chips is just basically fried fish and French fries, but it's from a fish and chip shop and it's done in a different way. It has you have to go there and experience it. I can't even describe it. Fish fries over here don't even come close. But
Yeah, we do got some fish fries, yeah.
and I'll tell you what, one thing that fish and chip shops in England sell that were really, really good: battered sausages.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God! You used to be able to get, I kid you not, there was a fish and chip shop near my high school.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I'm fat, and I'm not even joking in regards to
why
this.
Becky Lynch chose that for her last meal.
Yeah. You go to the fish and chip shop near my school in England would sell a battered sausage and fries, and it was the equivalent of, in dollars at that time, and we gotta go back, remember I was in high school in the
Right.
80s and early 90s. Back during that time, it was the equivalent of 50 cents.
Oh, wow.
I used to have, and so it was actually like 50p in England. I used to get £1 to go buy my lunch. And I was supposed to eat it in the school cafeteria, but we used to sneak out and go to get fish and chips from the fish and chip shop. But I used to get that at lunchtime. They also used to do what they called a tiddler's portion, which was like half a portion of fries and half a portion of fish.
Huh?
And it was a cheaper price. So I used to get that. But I also used to sometimes buy that for my nan, because I would go to her after school. So I'd sometimes pick that up because it was the perfect size for her.
Gotcha.
And in regards to whether I prefer the US or the UK, it really depends on how I'm feeling. I love my life over here. I love my family. And I love so many things. Like, I love being able to go to the Bucks game. I love being able to go to a Brewers game. And where I was, the nearest national sports team was in London. So it was really...
Right.
They did have smaller teams. They had like Margate FC, Gillingham Football Club, Maidstone Football Club. but those were all basically games that were played in your park. They were like the national ones were further away, so you couldn't really go to a lot of sports, unless they were like local park associated ones. Where this is where I lived. I'm not saying it was for the rest of the country, but just where I lived. So I love all of that. What I do miss is being so close to the seaside. I miss that smell of the ocean. I miss my English family because my parents are still there. I miss, as I say, I miss some of the foods. I miss being able to jump on the boat and go to France whenever I wanted to, those sort of things. But what I have here is so much better because I have my husband, I have my son, I have my grandson. And this is where my youngest son is buried as well. So this is the importance to me. My family is where this man is. You know, this is my man. This is my family. So where he is, I'm going to be by him.
Yeah. Another question. No asks, is it true vinegar isn't vinegar in England? It is something else.
No, vinegar is vinegar.
Oh, okay.
It's called, it depends on which brand it is. It's called Sarson's vinegar. So same as over here, you can get different types of vinegar. Over here, white vinegar is really, really popular. White vinegar is what you pickle pickles in and all of that lot. In England, we have also something that's called malt vinegar, which is dark brown. That's the vinegar we put. I've had it here before. You didn't like it.
I think you did,
Yeah, you didn't like it, but you like salt and vinegar chips, which is hilarious. But malt vinegar is a brown vinegar. I don't even have anywhere I'd show it. And it's got a stronger taste. But you do get white vinegar as well. And then in England, we have pickling vinegar, which is kind of it's not white vinegar. It is not malt vinegar. It's like a in-between. So it's got a stronger taste than white vinegar, but it's not as strong as malt vinegar.
That's interesting.
I didn't think my Sunday night would be explaining vinegars, but I'm awesome. I have no problem with this. But
oh, okay. Yeah, get the white vinegar. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, that's like mainly story today. But I guess we can also talk about what all we accomplished this year with Maddie's Mary and plus the 15th anniversary of WFSO, and that's about to come to a close in like next 4 weeks. And
Maddie's Memory, I was nominated as a hometown hero by the Milwaukee Admirals hockey team.
Yep.
So I was honored at a Milwaukee Admirals hockey game for being a hometown hero for what I do for Maddie's Memory.
Yep.
I was nominated by March of Dimes for a NICU Hero Award for outstanding help and contribution towards NICUs in Southeast Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
We received a proclamation declaring July 28th Maddie's Memory Day, which is the day our son was born. And our son's name is Matthew. His nickname is Maddie. We got the proclamation from the governor and from other elected officials for October 15th, which is Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Day, and October is the month that celebrates that.
Mm-hmm.
I published 3 new books this year. I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Oh, he says congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's all to raise awareness so that people... Oh, and the big one. The Stillbirth Prevention Act. All of the hard work from myself and a few other women managed to push the Stillbirth Prevention Act to get signed by Joe Biden into law. We just have one more act to push through, which is a Shine for Autumn, which is taking its time, but we're halfway there. We got one of them done. You just got to get the second.
Yeah, and hopefully that will go very well.
Well, it's nearly the end of this year's session, so I don't think it's going to pass this year. I think it's going to have to be reintroduced again next year.
Okay. Let's see. Compliment for not just like WFSO the channel. Ooh, that's good food.
Lord have mercy, and that's a smokehouse in Milwaukee.
I wonder is that one.
All right, we going. Sorry, people, we're leaving now. Smoking it up. It's closed.
Oh, yeah, I'm trying. Hold on a second. I'm trying to figure is that
Let me have a look. You carry
Okay,
on
okay,
talking.
that's not the one downtown. I thought that it was. They always mess with like the smokehouse. But for this channel, like normally, I don't ask for people subscribe or anything like that. I really don't. In the beginning, when I was start doing this, we wasn't asking for like people subscribe. It was like we just like said just check this channel out, like because first thing first, like we were just talking about wrestling.
Yep.
And like years gone by, I think it was like around
I'll be back.
2000
So, I got to pull my night shirt down so I don't flash anyone.
like 2016, 2017, I did start talking about Milwaukee Bucks. I did that for a year. Then, other stuff happened and stuff, and like I also like what we did during that time, we did like some wrestling shows, which I thought that was good. Let's see, we done like award shows, so that was fun. Let's see, what else? If y'all heard here in Milwaukee, we had something called Summerfest. We did like a wrestling show at the Summerfest grounds. We were the first one to do it at the Summerfest, just a Summerfest event. Not like just the first time that we've been doing it at Summerfest or Summerfest grounds or anything like that. But we was the first show that actually did it during the Summerfest time. So proud of that. Yeah, and it was like a little bit more drama after that, then, because you got some of these federations, promoters and some wrestlers like upset with me with I done that and claimed that I didn't do this, I didn't do that, and and then I was trying to say if I can do that, some fest grounds for the show the next year. The guy never replied to me, and I finally knew why, but it was just insane. But I did do like another show after that, and I think that was the last time I did a show. That was in 2015. But the problem was that I had the money while I was trying to do the show in 2019. I had the money to do it, and like I had people lined up, and I was thinking, okay, I'm bringing a special guest. So I didn't have like I had the money, but I was like ready to like where I'm going to put it at and stuff like that. Then while announcing where I was going to put it at, and like I didn't announce the guest for it yet because I didn't get a hold of this guest. And some people in the independent wrestling community got it shut down and like spreading rumors about me and about what she did for Maddie's marriage and stuff. Like Maddie wasn't real. We just faked it and stuff like that. So yeah, there was a lot of drama with the wrestling community, but at least there were some people here in the independent wrestling community, you know, were cool with me and understand, situation and things like that. So, and I'm still cool with some of those people that's in the wrestling industry, in independence here in Wisconsin. Still very cool with them, and I even got some of the ones that didn't like me because what they heard and things like that. Actually, they promote their wrestling promotion on my Wrestling Fan Speak Out Facebook page. So and plus like WFSO Midwest and stuff like that. We do got WFSO South, East Coast, and West Coast. Also, I don't think we do that much in the UK. But we do Canada, Australia. I think it was yeah, it was UK, but we didn't get the chance to do that. So anyway, that's the spread that we doing in the WFSO. Like we try to expand like worldwide and stuff like that. Um, we somewhat there, but unlike the Wrestling Fan Speak Out group itself, is like over like I think it's nearly 2,000 members in there. So feel about that. But like the accomplishments that I did, like although like I wasn't doing like wrestling shows anymore, but what I did is something new that I haven't done before, and this happened earlier this year. That if y'all recognize or know WWE Hall of Famer Bushwhacker Luke, I actually had a meet and greet that I hosted at this past summer, and the turnout was okay, and I can understand why some other people didn't show up because Bushwhacker Luke was like really late, and like because he was supposed to come in the day before, he didn't took the flight. He claimed he overslept, and he said like, okay, I'm gonna pay for my own flight just for my messed up. I'm like, okay, cool. Then he was supposed to show up in the morning, then end up getting delayed and didn't show up to it until he didn't show up to Milwaukee until 5 o'clock. So, and the whole thing was supposed to like start at 4 for his signing and stuff like that. And oh yeah, there was a decent turnout, but you know, some people stayed, some people left, so I understand that. But it was still like a decent time, you know, have, you know, somebody that yeah, Luke. It was Luke. But yeah, we had that, and although you know things just got messed up, it was still like a good experience to have. So that was an interesting thing that we did.
What was that?
The meet and greet with Bushwhacker Luke.
Oh,
Although the wife, you know, was a big fan.
yep, was being a pretty word.
Yep, was. It's just all the stuff that was like going on with him and
It's like he travels across the country to do these meet and greets, and should know that because he can't lift his arms up, that he has to be at the airport earlier. And so to me, that was no excuse for not being there on time, and for messing up. And then even worse, not telling you until you're down in Chicago looking for him.
mm-hmm, that he wasn't in town.
Yeah.
So there's just a little bit of hiccup, and I'm just glad, you know, I had the excuse me, the experience with like trying to like run something like that. Like it's gonna be we're gonna do another one again. I'm just gonna say April for now, but I'm not gonna say who. But I know 2026 we got a bigger plan that we want to do,
And
and
we'll announce more of that next year. We're not going to.
announce it right now.
Yeah.
Let's see what other accomplishments we done for WFSO. Let's see. Like like you guys I have to thank you guys because there was a time I didn't do like live videos and stuff like that because I was thinking like, oh, nobody wasn't going to watch it and stuff. Then like I decided, you know what, I'll just do it one time and do one of my shows like live. Then like out of nowhere you guys responded, and like hundreds and hundreds of people were just like tuning in to one of my shows. And I think I was talking about I think it was like wrestling at the time we was talking about that. It was one of the aftermath shows that we did early in the summer. Then a lot of y'all just responded and just like watch, and
It went from there,
yeah.
basically.
So I'm glad this channel is growing more and more, and I wanted to continue more and more. Like my main goal is like trying to get like a lot of subscribers. It's 1,000. So that's what I'm trying to get to. And if I get like more than 1,000 subscribers, that'll be great. Like I'll be happy with that. But like I'm not like expecting it, like because like I said, my main goal is 1,000, and get more than that, that's cool. So because of you guys, you know, the channel and the website just gets to grow more and more. And something different I did I think it was this year. Like I was just mainly just talking about, you know, wrestling in Wisconsin and Illinois. Like I added Illinois like last year, Then this year I kind of like added, but I didn't like announce anything like that. But I put on the website, events that's going on in Michigan and events that's going on in Minnesota. So I start doing that. But what's gonna be different next year is like I do like my weekly things, just like what's events coming up in Illinois and Wisconsin the weekend. I'm gonna start doing that with Minnesota and Michigan as well. So I'm gonna do that, and what's gonna be posted on the website, although it's not gonna be mentioned on like upcoming events and stuff like that, is like we're gonna add Indiana and Iowa to talk about it on the website, like any events that they got going on. I think
So
they're
basically a Midwest.
very close. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then probably if that goes good, I'm probably going to like, bring in Ohio as well. And I'm trying to think, well, the Midwest state, I probably have to look that up. But yeah, the farther you reach out, the more subscribers you get. Yeah,
Yep.
that is the thing. So that's what I'm going to try to do.
Well, and that's one of my goals is that, what we do runs solely on donations, and it's been really hard this year, getting the donations and everything. And we got a pretty decent following on Facebook and stuff, but it's fine getting the right people, and getting the people who are, wanting to dig in their pockets and help.
Yeah, especially for like Maddie's memory.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm on about.
yeah.
I'm not on about.
I'm just letting them know that.
And we're getting there. We're slowly getting there. As I said, we've been doing what we do for 12 years, and I do have I've got about 25,000 followers on Facebook. I've got about 8,000 on TikTok. I don't really do Instagram. I can't get into Instagram. It just irritates the shit out of me.
She does got a page, but
I've got a
yeah.
page and I just forget to post. So I've only got about 300 people on there, which is terrible. But it's getting the right people, because out of the 25,000 that I have following me on Facebook, it's the same. I want to say half a dozen people who donate.
Right.
And I've got to get in the donations to be able to carry on doing what we're doing. So that's what my focus is. But, we're doing good. We're still doing good. And it doesn't stop me from doing what I want to do. I do admit I feel like quitting at times, but that's the same with everybody, with everything.
Mhm.
You feel like, oh my God, I've got to give up. I can't do this anymore. But keep pushing.
Yeah, that's what the same thing I'm trying to do, like with WFSO. Like, we did get like a few like sponsors, but it was like try to promote the event and like trying to work things out with them and stuff like that. So that's probably the other thing I'm going to try to push next year, like for like sponsors, like probably get something like. Cause like I think like if I try to like sponsor like try to ask for sponsorship, I'm not asking for a lot.
No, and
Like
this is the thing. It's the same with the donations for what I do as well. It's like we're not saying, "Oh, I need to get $100 from you." Oh, I need
right,
$200. It's like if you can donate $5, I'm telling you now, I'll be at the dollar store. I will kit myself out with what I need. That's the whole thing. I think people think that we're expecting this grand expression, and it's not that at all. That's not how we are.
right, and plus like with what I want to do with sponsorship I get with WFSO, like I want to do like different things for like WFSO, like upgrade
Right.
and just like other stuff, like stuff that would help the channel and help the website and help the brand just grow. So that's what like sponsorship I'll be asking for. It's just like just mainly just help out and not like
Because right now I'm the one who's buying a lot of his equipment that needs, and he's using a lot of my stuff, and there needs to be update grades for him.
mm-hmm.
Because there are times when I can't let him use my laptop, and I can't let him use certain stuff I've got because I'm using it for my non-profit. I have to put a movie on the side. It's driving me crazy.
But yeah, just like try to give them like also trying to get my own stuff. There's like normal things like bills to pay and stuff like that. So most of my money is gonna end up going to that, and like wherever I get half left, I'll try to like do something. But that's why people they need sponsorships and just to help out and help their company grow, and maybe they get more people watching and more people to help.
Oh, and I was meant to have picked up the laptop when I went through the living room.
The quicker you can get monetized on YouTube, more people can donate and you can get paid for ads. Yeah, that's true, and that's one of the things that people try to do is like get the get to 1,000 subscribers because you can start getting paid if you get like that amount of subscribers. So like I said, back then I wasn't thinking about it, but I was last year. But it's like back then I wasn't thinking about that. I was just thinking about just promote up there, just get the people to watch and go from there. And that's why I put out like different programs. Like I got Resclusive, which is couple episodes on Christmas Day and also on this normal day on Thursday. And that's the last Thursday that's going to be of the year. The season finale of Resclusive will be New Year's Eve. And I think it's like around the same time, 9 o'clock, and I think it's like 3 episodes, I believe. So we got that. WFSO's Top 10. That's something new that was created this year. And like I said, not tomorrow, but like next Monday, we're gonna do a live episode of Top 10 just to talk about, our top 10 moments of, of whatever. Maybe like could be about wrestling or something that, Hazel accomplished with Maddie's memory, or something we accomplished at WFSO, or wrestling moment, basketball moment, or just whatever it is we can just come up with. We're just gonna talk about it on Monday. Well, yeah, so we'll be live next Monday. I'm trying to think. Of course, our normal shows with WFSO Aftermath. Normally, it's be like every Sunday, but there's times me mentally is like can't able to handle it at times. There's that. Then you got live episodes of After Dark that will be every Wednesday. We try to do it like right after AEW. Yeah, I know some people got their reasons of not liking AEW, and I understand it. And they all probably saw my videos in the past about AEW and like what they need to work on, what they need to change. And it just seems like it's not going to happen anytime soon. That things going to change.
No, because Tony Khan's still there.
Yeah, so it had to be like a big, massive thing that had to happen to AEW for them to do their turnaround. And like one of the videos I did, like in the fall, like I was asking friends too, and I asking you guys, what y'all think the issue is with AEW and how can they get better?
Tony Khan.
Yeah, that's true. And I know, I was supposed to do Aftermath and talk about Ring of Honor, and if y'all saw the preview episode of me talking about Final Battle, I was talking about, the issues that I think AEW has. So, if y'all get a chance, check that video out. But yeah, that's just things that they need to change. Especially, I went to the AEW show in September, and yeah, it was like 25% full, the building. So yeah, but I know they're trying to do like smaller buildings, but here in Milwaukee, we don't have a smaller building for them to do shows as of yet. Like, well, normally, you have Ring of Honor, you have like the Turner Hall Ballroom, where they do their shows.
AEW could do a show in there with the crowd they get. They could do one at freaking Panther Arena.
Yeah, that's what they do. That's what their shows be at Panther Arena.
There's only a quarter full at Panther. Are you serious?
Yeah, it was 25% full. Yup.
Wow. Panther Arena is tiny.
Yeah, it's like it only fits up to like 10,000 people.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit. I think it's a little bit less when it comes to health and like wrestling events like that. But yeah, it was
Wow.
25% full when I was there. Just insane. And I think I showed some people pictures of it. Like
Yeah,
for
you did. I'm remembering now.
it was just like unbelievable. Like don't know what to say. But I guess a good thing that's going on in Milwaukee and stuff like that. But if AEW end up decided they're gonna still run through Panther Arena, which is fine. But if they decide, okay, we're not selling as much as we are next year, they can use the new venue that is gonna be by the Pfizer Forum. They could use that, and it's like one of those things. I'm hoping TNA will eventually
Well,
come
shit.
in
Shit. I'm
2026.
saying at that rate, they could just use freaking the rave.
That is true. It's like I just
The
want.
rave, they'd be able to get people in.
Right, and I think it was only one wrestling show that only happened recently, and that was Juggalo Championship Wrestling.
Right.
But yeah, I just never thought like why anybody else, like TNA or stuff like that, used the rave. I don't know if it's like the area or
I don't know, because they got decent parking.
yeah, they do. I don't know, but then again, they got the Eagles Ballroom, of course, like couple more areas that they can do like they does like concerts and stuff like
Right.
that. So it's like if they use like the Eagles Ballroom, which is like kind of like on that floor and stuff, they can get away with like doing some wrestling stuff. Oh yeah, you have a good night. Oh no,
Night. Thank you for joining us.
thanks. We're probably gonna end it here in a bit. I know there's probably gonna be more stuff to talk about, but we're probably gonna do something like this from time to time, just like go on live and just like
Shoot
randomly
the
just
shit.
yeah.
Shoot the shit.
Yeah, randomly just talk about like just anything. So we're probably going to end up doing that from like now on, since it seems like it's a big reception of how many people tuning in and stuff like that. So I appreciate that.
It's supposed to be fabulous. Simply fabulous, darling.
Right. Like I said, we are going to do WFSO aftermath tomorrow. It's probably going to be right after the Let's see, the Bulls game. I think is 6:30 tomorrow, I believe, or 7. It probably gonna end up being like right after the basketball game, because I know Raw will be going on too. So talking about the tomorrow's Bucks game, talk about the results of final battle, and see if there's anything like activity wise, like oh yeah, Craven the Hunter's numbers. We're gonna talk about that too. And if y'all have an opportunity, please check out the video I did yesterday
I
about
thought you were
Craven the
gonna say,
Hunter.
please check it out. I was gonna like, judging by what you said, no, don't.
No, I'm just saying checking out the
Yeah,
video that I
I know, but
done.
I thought you were gonna say check out the movie.
I'm not gonna promote that movie. I'm not gonna do that. So this was like it was like one of the movies I was just proven wrong about. I was like, okay, go in there with an open mind and see how it is, and yeah.
Okay, well, let's talk about that tomorrow because it's time to relax now. Nearly midnight.
Oh, it is.
Yes,
Oh wow.
it's 11:53.
Okay, yeah. I think it's for everybody that's watching the East Coast. Yeah, they probably about to say they're going to sleep, and people on the West Coast, they try and get their boogie on before like time goes by. But anyways, thanks for the likes so far. I think this one like the highest likes that I got so far. Also thank for people that were tuning in earlier and all through the show. Also, if you like content like this, talk about wrestling, Milwaukee Bucks, comic book movies and TV news. Also, developments that's going on in Milwaukee. This will be the channel for you. So, check it out. And plus, check out the website, wrestlingfanspeakout.weebly.com, like upcoming events. And also, photos that we took, wrestlers, butts, and stuff like that. So, we're gonna try to improve more with the website. So we'll see what I can do all the way through. Hopefully, next year there'll be some more improvements. So we're gonna work on that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So once again, thank you guys for watching, and thanks for y'all like questions and things like that.
That was actually pretty awesome. So yeah.
Oh
thank
yeah,
you.
it was pretty awesome. So we will do this again. We just don't know when. So it's probably just one of those things. You know what? Let's just go live just for the fun of it.
Shits and giggles.
Well, that too. But once again, guys, thank you for watching. Until the next video, which will probably will be tomorrow. And I apologize that we wasn't on Twitch. So we just like what just a random thing. So that's what we just did this today. So it will be done again. But until the next video, you guys have a good one and see you later.